We're in the Mile High City on a warm early December day for a battle between two AFC West rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. And after the San Diego victory Thursday night, the Broncos still a comfortable 2.5 game lead in the AFC West. A win today. And
right on the heels of Tennessee and Pittsburgh, they're currently the 3 seed in the AFC playoff picture. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. And you know, I know you have a lot of thoughts about this game. Jets coming off a tough home loss last week. The 49ers winning at Buffalo. Kind of how do you shape this one up?
Well, I think the Jets know what they're up against. Coming out to the West Coast where they're 0-2, playing a 49ers team that's playing better, but in a team that had 2 major flaws. Their offensive line and the production of their quarterback, they have fixed those, so the Jets know they have to play well to win this game.
You say the 49ers are playing better. Coach Mike Singletary, this will mark his 6th game since being appointed coach, interim coach, October 20th. And it seems like his message is taking hold now, Phil.
Well, just talking to the players, the assistant coaches, and Jim, just being around and watching them on TV when they play, you can see the energy and enthusiasm. It has really returned for the San Francisco 49ers.
And patient and accuracy. He's a very intelligent player. He won't make many mistakes. And the great thing about him, he puts them in a position to have a chance to win each and every time out.
Our broadcast today is brought to you in high definition here from Toronto this afternoon. The first-year head coach of the Miami Dolphins, as you take a look at Dick Jauron. Third-year coach Dick Jauron. He is 6-6 with his team. And a guy that is on a lot of Coach of the Year ballots right now, Tony Sperano, in his first season with the Miami Dolphins. He's got them at 7-5. The Buffalo Bills won the toss, but they have deferred. Miami will receive. There's a look at Ryan Lindell, who's coming off a tough game last week against the San Francisco 49ers. And deep back will be Ted Ginn Jr. Second meeting between these two. Miami came back late October to beat Buffalo.
2 teams heading in opposite directions, Kevin. Buffalo has lost 5 of the last 6. Miami has won 5 of the last 6.
And here we go. Brandon London out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, and he was hit on the play by the Bills and backup wide receiver Steve Johnson. Quarterback Chad Pennington is 119 yards away from a 3,000-yard passing season. The Dolphins offense number 10 in the NFL. The offensive line lost their most experienced player last week, guard Justin Smiley. Andy Allen will take his place. It's the first offensive line change since week 2. And with the leading receiver, Greg Camarillo, out, rookie Devon Bess makes his 3rd consecutive start. From the 26, it's first down and 10. Lou Polite is in the backfield as the fullback, along with Ronnie Brown. Now goes to the tight end Fasano. He was tripped up on the play by Kavika Mitchell. Goes head over heels to the 35 and picks up 9 yards on the play. Now the Buffalo defense. Ryan Denny with 2 sacks last week and a forced fumble. He continues to replace the injured Aaron Schobel. Kavika Mitchell just made that stop. He's been very good coming over as a free agent from the Super Bowl champion New York Giants. And the Bills welcome back Dante Whitmer at free safety. He missed the last 2 games with a shoulder injury. Scott plays the strong today. Whitmer plays the free. It's second down and 1. Ronnie Brown, a block by Carey. There's a block by Bess, and he's got the first down, 44-yard line. Brought down on the play by Leotis McKelvin, who is a rookie cornerback. It's a pickup of 9 and move the chains.
Well, Kevin, might as well get right to it. I mean, this is a huge advantage for the Dolphins. Very fortunate. Instead of playing below freezing temperatures and possible snow in Buffalo, they're in a controlled 72-degree environment here at the Rogers Center in Toronto. For the record, Kevin, they've lost 3 of their last 4 in Buffalo, so playing inside today, I think, benefits the Dolphins.
It's first down and 10 from the 44. That's Martin, one of 2 tight ends out there for Pennington. Oh, here comes the blitz up the middle. And they dump it off on the wing. Caught by Brown, then belted by Stroud. Gain of 2 on the catch and run to the 46-yard line.
And that just goes to show you Chad Pennington's awareness. I mean, he gets a free rusher right up the middle there. He does a great job knowing where the quick answer throw is on the screen and gives Ronnie Brown a chance in space. And that's the problem. That left guard position with Andy Alleman, his second-year player, they're concerned about the matchups with the defensive tackles with the young guards for the Dolphins.
Ricky Williams has just checked in the backfield for Pennington. Second down, long 7. First drive of the game. 2 tight ends. And it's Williams. There's a block. And it goes by Fasano, who is blocking for Williams. The tackle was made for Keith Ellison. It's a pickup of 4, and he's down to the 49.
Well, the key for Buffalo defensively will be to control these 2 guys, Ricky and Ronnie. I mean, they can't let these guys have the explosive runs, the runs of 12 or more. And what happens is they will wear you down if you can't get off the field on 3rd down. They both bring a little something different to the party, but both explosive running backs.
Martin will be the slot receiver atop your screen. You take a look at Ricky Williams. 3rd down and 3. 2 tight ends remain. The block by Long. That's time for the quarterback. It's incomplete. They were going for Ginn. The coverage by McGee. Remember, Ginn just abused McGee back in late October for 175 yards. And Miami's got a punt.
And you can see right here, pretty good coverage, and you see the safety right there, Dante Whitner, waiting for that in the hole. Buffalo is going to play a lot of heavy fronts today to try and stop this run.
Brandon Fields will punt. He's had no touchbacks in the last couple of weeks. Deep back is Roscoe Parrish, who lets it bounce at about the 11. And Nathan Jones will watch it go right in front of him at the 5-yard line. Pretty well placed punt, 44-yard punt. So the Bills will get it back when we come back. 11:55 from Toronto in our first quarter from Canada. 5 plays punt for the Miami Dolphins from the 5. 1st and 10 with the backup quarterback Lossman.
It's an important drive, Kevin. This first drive, you want to get J.P. Lossman off to a good start. Get him a comfort level early.
Starts begins on the defensive line on this first defensive series for the Dolphins with a couple of tight ends. Marshawn Lynch goes outside. He meets Will Allen, who will not let go. Aiken-Adell brings him down about the 9, and it's a gain of about 3.5 or 4 on the play. Let's meet that Buffalo offense. Quarterback J.P. Lossman with his first start in more than a year. He replaces the injured starter Trent Edwards. The Buffalo offensive line is the heaviest and the tallest in the NFL, led by Pro Bowl left tackle Jason Peters. And the running back Marshawn Lynch coming off his best game of the season, 134 last week. He is the 5th leading rusher in the AFC. It's 2nd down and 6. And the ball is at the 9. Jackson in motion out of the backfield. Lynch remains. Marshawn Lynch. And snared by Channing Crowder at the 12-yard line on a gain of 3. Nice defensive tackle by Crowder. The Dolphin defense didn't give up a touchdown last week in the Dome against the Rams. Nose tackle Jason Ferguson anchors the defensive line. Linebacker Joey Porter is thriving in the 3-4. He has the 2nd most sacks in the NFL coming into the weekend. And the leading tackle of the Miami defense is in the secondary. Jeremiah Bell is the strong safety. It's 3rd down and 3. A nickelback has come, and that is Nathan Jones. So 5 in the secondary for the Miami Dolphins. Roscoe Parrish is the 3rd receiver. Lossman, he's got Parrish. Incomplete, too long on the pass. Coverage by Andre Goodman. They got a punt, just like Miami before him.
This is what you're going to get with J.P. Lossman, Kevin. He's got an aggressive personality. He wants to take shots down the field regardless of down and distance. You see right here, he will push the ball down the field much more than Trent Edwards. He's going to take his shots. Really, that is his mindset. A better throw here probably gets it done.
But boy, to get your offense going and get some rhythm, that short passing game can sure give a benefit.
Yeah, you got to make conversions on 3rd down when you have the opportunity.
Brian Mormon to punt. Here is Ted Ginn. And it's caught by Bess. Fair catch at the 45. 42-yard punt. Here comes Pennington for his 2nd possession. We're in the 1st and 10:21 to play.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Best Buy, you happier. And by Chevy, an American revolution.
Dolphins haven't been in the top 10 in defense to finish a season since 1995.
2 reasons. Chad Pennington, and they do a great job of taking care of the football. Just 10 turnovers, the fewest in the NFL.
Brown in the backfield. Martin is the slot receiver as a tight end. 1st and 10, 46. Same alignment defensively, and outside it goes on 1st and 10 to Bess. He got by McKelvin. He is tackled around the ankle by Brian Scott. It's a catch and run of 13 for the rookie. He's down to the 41-yard line.
And Chad Pennington is still figuring things out with these young receivers. But Kevin, when I watched tape this week, Devon Best really jumped out at me. He was the undrafted free agent. He's an explosive player. When he gets the ball in his hands, he can make you miss, and he can get those yards after contact.
Quick substitution on defense. McKelvin's been taken out. They bring in Co Simpson, who didn't start today. 1st and 10 inside the 41. Lou Polite is the fullback. The fake to him, out to Brown, around the ankle, and he is brought down with a good block on the wing by David Martin. Brought down by Kavika Mitchell, and also hit on the play by the aforementioned Co Simpson. It's a gain of 7, and he's down to the 34.
And I think one of the keys for Buffalo defensively today, we talk about simple things, fundamental football. They must tackle well. The Dolphins have 2 very good running backs who are hard to bring down. You can't afford to give up those extra yards after contact to Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams.
Spencer Johnson's been put in on the defensive line for the Buffalo Bills. Ricky Williams in the backfield with a couple of tight ends on 2nd down and 3. Ricky Williams. And Duque with the block, and a tackle coming up from the secondary by Brian Scott. Very active back there, down to the 31, picks up 3 yards on the play.
And you're going to see a lot of Brian Scott creeping down into the box late, and he's really going to line up that strong safety position today because they want a bigger guy in there, a bigger force in terms of the run defense.
I wonder if Pennington can get a sense of that in a pre-snap read.
And what they're going to do is they're going to try and show it late. They want to let Chad get up there, identify the front, but they want to try and creep down late so he cannot change the play at the line of scrimmage.
Both tight ends inside on the near side, 1st and 10, 31-yard line. Williams remains in the backfield. Allman with the block at the guard. That's too high for Best to snare. Kelvin had come back in. He was on the coverage across the way, 2nd down and 10.
And I'm not surprised to see this early. A few missed throws. You talk about timing and rhythm in the passing game. We talked with Chad Pennington last night about this. He says even this late in the season, they still have one-on-one periods in practice with the young receivers so that they can make sure that they're both on the same page in terms of their depth and their assignments in the passing game.
Staying with the fundamentals.
It's important, particularly, and Chad said, you have a tendency to let go of the fundamentals late in the season. It's very important with a young group.
2 tight ends. London atop your screen as a receiver. 2nd down and 10. And with a great block put on by Fasano, it's Ricky Brown swiveling his way down to the 21-yard line. Kelsey makes the stop along with Puslesny. It's a gain of 9 and very close to a Miami 1st down.
Well, they do a great job of using all these backs, and you see right here, Ronnie Brown, he's got great feet and vision and balance to go along with that quick burst. And you can't let these guys get started. You have to discourage both of these backs early. That'll be key for the Bills in the 1st quarter.
All right, Patrick Cobbs is now coming off the sideline for Miami. Bess is back in the game. Ginn bottom of your screen. Williams in the backfield. This Cobbs can do a lot for this Miami offense, can he?
Yeah, he's an explosive player, Kevin. They use all 3 backs, and they take advantage of their strengths, talents.
And a timeout. Miami just took a timeout. 2nd possession, 21-yard line, 3rd down and a yard. Spencer Johnson continues on that defensive line to take the plays of Kyle Williams. Bottom of your screen as a receiver is London. 2 tight ends atop your screen. Now here comes Martin in motion. Williams in the backfield. And Luke Polite bouncing. Hit by Whitner. Backpedals to the 20. Looks like he may have picked up the 1st down. The pile got him there defensively for Buffalo. Very close on the play.
And he got that, Kevin. It was all on 2nd effort. Had some penetration there early. But he did a nice job keeping his legs moving and spinning out and falling forward for that 1st down.
Now we've got Allman playing the left guard today. Smiley was there. Smiley was a veteran on that line. He could help both the center, a young Satella, and a young rookie over on the other side of the left tackle wall.
Keep in mind, he's got a lot of work cut out for him today. Kyle Williams and Marcus Stroud, the 2 veteran nose tackle and inside tackle for the Bills defense. That's going to be a handful for him today.
They get the 1st down. 2 tight ends. London remains. Williams in the backfield. 1st and 10. Long with the block. And Pennington to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. It's the tight end Fasano who caught a touchdown from Pennington back on October 26th in Miami against these same Bills. Pennington right on the mark.
And this is a route, Kevin, he throws very well, the seam route to Fasano. And we talked about the fact that he doesn't have that big arm strength, but he makes up for it with great anticipation and accuracy. Look at that. Look at that arc on that throw. He didn't have to gun it. He didn't have to drive that throw down the seam. He just does a great job anticipating and put in the position where only his guy can make the play.
Touchdown pass number 12 by Pennington. The extra point by Carpenter is up and in. A 20-yard touchdown pass to Fasano. On that drive, a catch and run of 13 by Bess, a 9-yard run by Brown, and that strike right there for the Miami Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the 2009 Cadillac CTS and by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Fasano, one of many ex-Cowboys on this Miami team. Pennington with a good toss and a quick lead for Miami.
Well, they've bought into the system. They bought into the program and what they're trying to accomplish here with teamwork, discipline, and dedication.
Carpenter kickoff and caught by McKelvin. And it gets a block on the play from Corey McIntyre and Spencer Johnson, and then belted out of bounds on the play by Charlie Anderson, a 25-yard pickup. We are in Toronto, and this is the first regular season NFL game to be played north of the border. They'll go until 2012. Preseason games coming up over the next couple of years as well. And a good crowd here at the former Skydome, now called the Rogers Center in downtown Toronto.
And the people of Toronto are excited to have NFL football here. You know, as we were out and about in Toronto this week, we got a chance to visit with them. They're excited to see the Bills here in Toronto.
There are two tight ends from the 38, first down and 10. That's Josh Reed on the move. Good block by Langston Walker. Wide open run. It's a first down scamper by Lossman, who works his way to the 45-yard line, and he picks up 17 on the play. He was belted by Aiken Adele. First down.
You look at one of the things, Kevin, we watched film this week about J.P. Lossman. He stays on the primary receiver too long. He doesn't move through his progressions quickly or efficiently enough, and that's why he has struggled some. He needs to do a better job making quicker decisions.
Two tight ends on first and 10. Here is Lynch. Good block by Preston. That opens up a couple of yards right there. And the combined tackle by Crowder and Adele. It's a gain of about 3 on the play down to the, 42-yard line.
But one of the things that J.P. Lossman can do, and he does a better job of it than Trent Edwards, obviously, is his mobility, his ability to use his legs. And as we saw a couple plays ago, he can pull it down and really hurt you. And that was something that was a major concern for this Dolphins defense.
Rookie James Hardy is in atop your screen. Second down, long 6. In the slot is Reed. Starks has come in on the defensive line for Miami. Lossman moving up nimbly in that pocket to get away from the rush. And that's caught by Josh Reed, hit by Crowder across the middle, picks up 7 yards on the play to the 34. I heard one of the Miami players compare Josh Reed to Hines Ward in terms of toughness and blocking.
Well, I tell you what, you're right about that. That's a great compliment. You think about Hines Ward and what he is. He's a complete football player, and to be able to play in this system, you have to be willing to block in the running game.
McIntyre, the fullback, is in. It is a first down to the 34-yard line. Ferguson back in the middle of that defensive line for Miami, and the handoff goes to Marshawn Lynch, and he is gobbled up by the aforementioned 12-year veteran Jason Ferguson. No gain on the play, staying at the 34.
And I just saw right there a strong side run into a strong side blitz. And these are the things, Kevin, as you watch film and you break down the Buffalo Bills, particularly J.P. Lossman, a veteran guy, a guy that's been in the league 5 years. You don't want to put that on tape. You have tools in your toolbox to get you out of those type of situations and to get you into a better play. 6 defensive backs for Miami. Second down and 10. Bosco Parrish has come in. Jackson is in motion out of the backfield. Good block by Butler, the guard.
That's caught by Steve Johnson. Jeremiah Bell gets him from behind. The catch and run takes him to the 20. He picks up a first down. Gain of 14. The drive continues for the Buffalo Bills.
And I think this is the way you attack this Miami defense with some of these empty no-back sets. Let J.P. Lossman use his athleticism, his mobility to buy some time in the pocket and pick apart this Miami Dolphins secondary.
Or at least just to get some rhythm to the offense and get a drive, which they've got going right now.
But they can't get away from what they do best, and that's run Marshawn Lynch.
Hardy to the bottom of your screen. It is a 1st and 10 from the 20. Jackson's in the backfield. It's the rookie Fine in motion. Walker with the good block. Lossman. Oh, way over the head is Schumann, the other tight end. The coverage over there. Let's see. They had the linebacker Crowder. And it's 2nd down and 10.
Well, you know, that's a positive. You know, you watch J.P. Lossman, he has a difficult time giving up on a play. He's a great athlete. But every once in a while, throwing the ball away in this situation is a good thing, particularly in this part of the field, especially on 1st down.
4 defensive backs. On the defensive line, they got Starks. They've got Soliai, who just comes in for the first time.
Empty again.
And they got Merling, the rookie, 2nd down and 10. Oh, my goodness. Lossman trying to reel it in. Soliai was there. Looks like the Buffalo Bills have gotten it, and the ball back at the 22, so a loss in the play of about 2 yards.
And Kevin, this has been a problem for a number of weeks. The quarterback-center exchange, Duke Preston. He thought the quarterback was under center. He didn't realize he was in the shotgun. Kevin, he had 2 false starts last week, Duke Preston. And you got it as a center. You have to know, first of all, the snap count, and secondly, whether or not the quarterback is underneath center or in the gun.
Robert Royal has come in. Hardy is in. 6 defensive backs. 3rd down and 12. In the backfield is Marshawn Lynch.
Well, they're going to delay a game. They can't. There you go.
Lossman throws a pass caught, dropped by the rookie Hardy.
I think he had it. I think he had it, and that came out.
And they say it's at the 10-yard line. That's an interesting play. 12. He must have recovered his own fumble. 12-yard pickup on the play. What a weird play.
Watch him jam this one in there. It's a good catch. I think he makes the catch. His feet are down and the ball is stripped. And they do a good alert play there by Josh Reed, falling on it.
They're going to challenge it. I don't think it's a catch. I don't know if he had possession. There wasn't a football move afterwards. I think that ball was moving around, but the challenge by Sperano will be in effect. And this is a good-looking drive, too, by Buffalo. They've had a 17-yard run by Lossman, a 12-yard catch.
Miami is challenging the previous play of a completed catch versus incomplete. We'll review the play.
A 14-yard reception by Steve Johnson on this drive for Buffalo, which began back at their 38. It's being challenged in 2:15 in the first. Miami Dolphins are challenging a pass intended for James Hardy. The coverage by Will Allen, who did a terrific job to jar that ball free for Miami.
And watch him just start grinding and trying to pull the hands apart. I don't know that, again, in that angle right there, it shows that James Hardy never really had possession of it. He was kind of fumbling with it, trying to bring it into his body. You see right there, Will Allen does a nice job with the rip and strip.
J.P. Lossman getting the start today. This is an important game, Rich, for him on 2 different levels as we take a look here at John Perry, our referee. First of all, after the season, Lossman is a free agent.
After reviewing the play, it is an incomplete pass. The receiver did not maintain possession with 2 feet down. Therefore, it will be 4th down. Miami is not charged with a timeout.
So Lossman
4th and 12, 22 and a
is
half.
auditioning, and it's an important game for the Bills as a team if they want to stay in this race.
There's no question. I mean, you talk about a team that was going in the opposite direction, Kevin. I mean, they started 5-1. They've lost 5 of their last 6. And you look at J.P. Lossman, you're right. He's a guy that's struggled with consistency. He was 2-7 in his last 9 starts. This is an opportunity for him, certainly this week and maybe even next week, to play good football and maybe to give himself an opportunity to go somewhere else down the road and get another opportunity as a starter in the NFL.
Lindell has missed 2 of his last 3. Lossman got him in field goal range. 40-yard try right here. Miami on top on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Pennington to the tight end Fasano. We are indoors. Stark contrast to the kind of day it would be at Ralph Wilson Stadium. And he just slips this in. So Buffalo is on the board on their second possession. Lossman takes them into field goal range. They get 3 and 2:41 in the first. Back in Toronto and Thursday on CSI, Lawrence Fishburne and William Peterson together for the first time on TV's #1 show. Missing it would be a crime. A new CSI Thursday on CBS on America's most watched network. With Rich Gannon, Kevin Harlan. Tennessee has won. They've clinched the division, 12-1. How about these other teams? Pittsburgh, the Jets, and Denver all playing at the same time that we are.
Yeah, not only that, Kevin, you look at in the hunt there, if Miami were to win today, they would move ahead of New England regardless of how New England does. And I think when you look at Baltimore's remaining schedule, Baltimore has Pittsburgh and Dallas in the next 2 weeks. There's no reason why Miami can't run the table and find a way to win this division. But they would finish with the Jets, the last game of the regular season in New York.
Lindell just kicked a 40-yard field goal. Let's get the hang time on this kickoff to Ginn from the 7-yard line. Now with the block ahead by Casey Kramer, he is brought down about the 29-yard line. Had a couple guys in there, including Lehman, 23-yard return. And the hang time right at about 4 seconds, which is what they're looking for in kickoffs. And another try for Pennington, who's coming off a touchdown pass the last time the Dolphins had it.
And you know, you just can't say enough about what Chad Pennington has meant to this organization. I mean, without question, he has brought stability to this offense. It's the 5th straight season that they've started with a different quarterback. And I think that they finally found the guys. You see him coming out of the huddle, Kevin, going off to the left in the Wildcat formation.
Means Ricky Williams is not in, but they got Ronnie Brown in there from the 31st down and 10. Spencer Johnson begins this series defensively on the line for the Bills. Sotelo with the pulling block. Scott with the tackle on Ronnie Brown. And he's out of bounds at about the 32-yard line on a gain of 2 yards. That Wildcat kind of began with Miami, early season game at New England.
And it's just a power sweep and just a staple in this offense. But this Wildcat, it makes you prepare. You see right here, they've run it more than any other team in football. They do more out of it. They run reverses, double passes, flea flickers. They have it all. And a lot of it has to do with the ability of Ronnie Brown. He brings so much to that formation.
They're doing it again. This time Ricky Williams is in with Brown. Pennington atop your screen. 2nd down and 8. Coach Simpson has taken the place of McKelvin in the secondary. Brown again. And a gain of about a yard. He was hit by a couple different players, including Kyle Williams. It's a gain of 1. There's a block in there, too, by Brandon Fry, who was just come in the game on the offensive line in place of Alleman at that left guard for the Miami Dolphins.
It looks like Buffalo spent some time this week defending that Wildcat formation. And you think about Ronnie Brown. They ask him to do so much. They ask him to run it and obviously the catch, to block, and even to throw it once in a while. And he's just a great athlete. And they can do so many things with him.
Stroud is out. Johnson comes in for him at the defensive tackle. 3rd down and 7. Ricky Williams in motion out of the backfield.
Good job with the cadence.
They say the new left guard, Brandon Fry, moved. Was it a false start? Let's see what they call. Fry 76.
False start. Number 76
Oh, they got
offense.
him.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And Rich, as you were saying, the Dolphins coming off a season-high 10 penalties last week against the Rams.
And that was something that Tony Sperano talked about Saturday night. He said we need to get that straightened out, particularly with some of these young guards. And Kevin, when you watch Buffalo defensively, they're going to try and attack in that A-gap between the center and the guard. They want to make sure that the communication is clear and precise and that they understand their assignments in nickel.
Nickel secondary right now. Simpson is the 5th. 3rd down and 12. Blocked by Ricky Williams. Pennington throws and it's caught. David Martin. And he is whacked on the play by Scott. The catch at the 46. He was also hit by Puzlesny. It's a gain of 18 on 3rd and 12. Martin, the former wide receiver at the University of Tennessee.
And keep an eye on Kavika Mitchell right here. Watch Chad Pennington drop this one up and over in between 3 guys. I'll tell you what, he does a great job with his change of pace throws. His delivery, he puts good arc on him, and he can get him up and down over those linebackers and underneath those safeties.
Back to 4 in the secondary. London, a receiver atop your screen. And here's the Wildcat. Nope, it's not. It's Pennington under center as they go to the end of the quarter, and it was a pitch out to Ricky Williams. Touchdown pass by Pennington. 7-3 Miami, a very important game in the AFC East from Toronto. We start the second quarter with Miami on the move. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Wilford is a receiver. And Ginn, the bottom of your screen. Williams in the backfield with Polite. 4 in the secondary. Good block by Carey, the tackle. That's caught by Ginn. Hit by Whitner. 18-yard gain to the 36-yard line.
And right now, Miami is winning the chess match. And what I mean by that is Buffalo is creeping the extra safety down in the box to stop the run. And Miami is throwing the ball on 1st down. A good job by offensive coordinator Dan Henning anticipating the heavy fronts on the early downs and fooling them with the pass.
Henning will repeat plays throughout the game too, won't he?
He does it, more so than a lot of different coordinators, but they do it, Kevin, with different personnel uses and formations to disguise the intentions.
It is 1st and 10. Williams in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Dump it off to Ricky Williams. He got by Kyle Williams. He was hit by Chris Kelsey. He loses a yard on the play, back to the 37-yard line.
Well, we talk about what Chad Pennington has meant to this offense, Kevin. He's a very intelligent player. He does a great job spreading the ball around. He understands where his quick answer throws are, and he can make very precise throws down the field. You don't have to drive him. You don't have to have the strongest arm, but you have to be very accurate, and that's what Chad Pennington is.
4 in the secondary for the Buffalo Bills on this 2nd down and 11. Ronnie Brown is in the game. Bess is in the game. Polite with the block. Bess hit by Puz Lesney, brought down 32, picks up 5.
Well, they struggle right now. You look at Buffalo, they struggle generating pressure on the quarterback, and even more so without Aaron Schobel, their best pass rusher. But Kevin, when I watched the film this week, not enough hits, hurries, and sacks on opposing quarterbacks. They have to find a way to generate some pressure on Chad Pennington and force him to throw the ball before he's ready.
Williams comes in for Ronnie Brown. Fry remains the left guard. He and Alleman will be kind of rotating at that position today. 3rd down and 6. There are 5 defensive backs. That means Coach Simpson is coming for the Buffalo Bills. Hand off to Williams. Good block by Fasano. And a tackle made by Brian Scott in the secondary. He has come down and made great stops today. No gain on the play. They remain at the 32. They got to kick down a field goal try.
And Kevin, we talked earlier. That's why he's in there. You see him at the top of your screen, and watch him. Watch the fit. Watch him work through these blocks. And that's what he's like another linebacker in there. He's this big, strong safety that can really help you in run support.
He's out of Penn State. Here is a 50-yard try by Carpenter, who is the current AFC Special Team Player of the Month. He's hit 11 straight. He's hit 12 straight. A 50-yard field goal by Carpenter. That is a career long. And Miami on top by 7. Pennington gets them in scoring position at 12-13 to play in the 1st half. So the Miami Dolphins are on top after that 50-yard field goal. What did they tell us last night, Rich, that 1st and 2nd down today for their offense was going to be absolutely huge for the Miami Dolphins?
Well, they have to be able to run the ball with some efficiency, Kevin. You talked about where they're young and inexperienced is with the wide receivers. And Chad, the last time we played Buffalo, we weren't good on the early downs. We got in some big numbers on 3rd down, and it really set us back.
Well, John Perry is over talking with the head coach of the Miami Dolphins about what we can only speculate. I don't know if it's a clock issue. Of course, they play CFL football here, the Toronto Argonauts. So football is common, but many different rules, different size field, and everything else. But I'm thinking maybe that one official perhaps left. Let's start counting them here. 1, 2, 3.
I think we're short.
I think we are. Yeah, there he is. Sure enough. Yep, that was the reason. He must have pulled something. This is
Maybe a hammy.
Turf that has just been laid down. Here is the subsequent kickoff by Carpenter after his 50-yard field goal. This is Roscoe Parrish being chased. Hemmed in by Ronaldo Hill, who's a starting guy in the secondary, and he's out to about the 27-yard line on a 25-yard return. 12:05 second quarter. Here comes Lossman again. His team down by 7 in the second quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by BlackBerry. Pizza Hut, introducing Panormus, Pizza Hut's biggest pan pizza ever. And by Turbo HD by Dish Network.
Beautiful Toronto. Carl Madsen, the umpire from St. Louis, is out. So 6 officials on the field. Here comes Lossman, 1st and 10 from his 27. Outside quickly, caught by Roscoe Parrish, a guy that went to the University of Miami, was born in Miami. Goodman makes the stop, gain of 11, first down, 37-yard line.
It's one of the things I think they need to do, get Roscoe Parrish more involved in this game plan, Kevin. Usually you see him in the slot. Now we see him out wide working on Goodman, and he's a guy that once he gets the ball in his hands, he can really hurt you. He's a little guy, but he is fast and he is explosive.
2 tight ends, Lynch in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 38. And Lynch blocked by Peters. And a tackle made by Vonnie Holiday in that big pile right there. He pushes the pile, does Lynch for a gain of 5 to the 43. Can I just ask you a quick refereeing question here? The umpire is gone, 6 guys remain. Do players need to be aware of things like that, what they can get away with or what now changes?
I'll tell you what, if I'm one of those offensive linemen on either team, there's one less pair of eyes watching me as I pass protect or even block in the running game. The umpire usually lines up behind those linebackers there over the middle of the ball. He will not be there. This is the spot he's usually at. He's not going to be there. So now the referee who's standing back in here, he's the guy who's going to be watching the holding, those type of penalties inside. 2nd down and 5 against the nickel. It's Ferguson reading it well, coming up from the nose tackle. We highlighted him at the beginning of the game. He brings down Lynch. It's a loss of 3, and he's back to the 39-yard line. He's a 12-year veteran with a good play here. And he's one of Bill Parcells' guys. And tell you what, when you don't block him, it makes it pretty easy for a guy like Jason Ferguson. Again, either it's miscommunication or it doesn't get done right there. You see Duke Preston, he comes right in there between that center guard gap, unblocked. Nathan Jones is the nickel. The dime is Tyrone Culver. It is 3rd down and 9. Next to receiver, Hardy at bottom of your screen. Here comes Charlie Anderson. The ball knocked away by the blocking right tackle, who was Langston Walker. Lossman picks it up, and it's dropped. Coverage by Jeremiah Bell. The ball dropped by the running back Lynch, and the Buffalo Bills have got a punt. They lose it right there. It goes back to Miami. I'll tell you what, this is a good play by J.P. Lossman. I mean, the ball gets stripped. He does a nice job, a good alert play, picking it up, scrambling. This is what he can do for you. It makes a pretty good throw, one that you would expect Marshawn Lynch to make. Kevin, that's really what's holding them back. Plays like that where they're forced to punt and give the ball back to Miami. You have to find a way to convert in those type of situations. Mormon, a great hang time punter. He's only had 3 of his last 18 punts returned. And deep back will be Bess from the 14. There's a block by Jason Allen and a run to the 24-yard line. Hang time of 4.2. 10-yard return, 47-yard punt. Here comes Chad Pennington, 9:42 to play in the second. His offense has scored the last 2 times they've had the ball. Miami has scored on a touchdown pass to the tight end of 20 yards. Fasano got it from Pennington. Here he begins at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. 4 in the secondary, starting defensive line out there for the Buffalo Bills. Brown in the backfield. Alleman is back at left guard. And Pennington throws, almost intercepted by McGee, and a pass intended for again. It's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd down and 10. And you can't miss the new episode of The Big Bang Theory tomorrow on CBS, America's most watched network. Quickly, Ndukwe has come out rich at the right guard, and now they've moved Brandon Fry from left guard to right guard. He'll be kind of switching in there throughout the day. There's going to be a rotation. You talk about Alleman and Ndukwe and Brandon Fry, and they told us last night they're going to use all 3 of those guys. They want to make sure they keep them fresh. Alleman has never played an entire game this season. They want to make sure he has plenty left in the tank in the 4th quarter. Coach Simpson has come in for the Buffalo Bills. Whitner has stopped taking a breath. Here's a 2nd down and 10.
And it's Ronnie Brown, brought down by Bryan across the way. Brian Scott makes the grab, 7-yard gain, mark him at the 31.
We talked about Chad's influence on the rest of this offense, Kevin. You take into account the giveaways, the offensive penalties, and the sacks, and Miami is right there in terms of fewest mistakes. And you look at those other two teams, Tennessee and the Colts, both teams with winning records. If you take care of the football, just 10 turnovers for this football team this year. That's the second fewest in the NFL, only behind Tennessee. If you take care of the football, you put your team in a position to have a chance to win each and every week.
4 defensive backs. Cobbs is in the slot. 3rd down and 3. 2 tight ends. Out of the reach of Cobbs. Coverage by Keith Ellison. Nice defensive series for the Buffalo Bills. They force Pennington and Miami to punt. 3 and out.
And that is key. In order for them to win, they have to limit the explosive plays. I think generate some turnovers in field position for this offense, Kevin. They've struggled a little bit, Buffalo. They have to find a way to help their offense.
So here's Brandon Fields to punt. 2 years out of Michigan State. Roscoe Parrish is deep back, and great hang time here for Fields. Parrish from the 14. He got a block from George Wilson. He gets by Jason Allen, who then kind of spun around, got him by the ankle and brings him down. Flag is down. A 9-yard return. A 55-yard hanging punt with 8:30 to play in the second quarter.
And Kevin, coverage units are going to be huge today for Miami. They rank down at the bottom of the league in terms
During
of
the
kickoff.
return, holding, number 37 return team, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's George Wilson. Timeout taken, 8.5 to play in the half, and here comes J.P. Lossman.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Acura. Visit shopacura.com during the Drive Home for the Holidays event. Acura, advance. And by Lipitor.
We are right in the heart of Canadian Football League country. Of course, Joe Camp played for Calgary and for the BC Lions in the Canadian Hall of Fame, Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. Theismann played for Toronto. Warren Moon for the Edmonton Eskimos. He's in both the Canadian Football League and the NFL Halls of Fame. Doug Flutie, 6 CFL MOPs, most outstanding player, 3-time Grey Cup champion. From the 16, 1st and 10. Here comes Kendall Langford. Mossman getting away. The ball was reeled in but out of bounds and not caught by Lee Evans. He was out of play. Ricky Williams, of course, played back in '06 for the Toronto Argonauts. He was out of the National Football League. Marv Levy was a great coach for the Alouettes. Dieter Brock, who played later in his career for the Los Angeles Rams, and Ismael played up here. Jeff Garcia, the current quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mark Gastineau was here for the BC Lions. And Andre Rison, a former teammate of yours, played with Toronto. 2nd down and 10. 5 defensive backs. Blocked by Peters. Time for Lossman. Incomplete. There is a flag. They were going for Lee Evans. And the coverage on the play is by Will Allen.
You get a holding right here.
Holding, number 66 offense. That penalty's been declined. 3rd down.
Eric Dockery, former starter with the Washington Redskins, signed as a free agent a couple years ago with the Buffalo Bills.
And this offensive line really has become a position of strength for Buffalo, Kevin. Keep in mind they average 6 feet 6 inches, 335 pounds. It's the biggest offensive line in the NFL.
Nathan Jones is the nickel defensive back for Miami. Top of your screen, Roscoe Parrish, an extra receiver, 3rd down and 10. Robert Royal is also in as a receiver.
That's way overthrown.
Wow, he's right.
You got to keep it on the field.
They were looking for Roscoe Parrish, incomplete. They got a punt. Bad series.
And you know, one of the problems, Kevin, you think about Buffalo right now, they've run 18 plays and Lee Evans has yet to touch the ball. He's your best receiver. He's your leading receiver coming into today's game, and they're not finding a way to get him the ball, get him some catches early to get going.
So Mormon to punt again. This will be the 3rd punt in 4 possessions for the Buffalo Bills. Been averaging 44 yards a punt this season. Devon Bess leaves it off, lands at the 47, takes a great bounce. There's Cordo down there along with Wilson. Hang time of 4.5, so Mormon does his job. And that was a punt of 52 yards. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report. JB, Shannon Boomer, and Coach Cowher for the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. I'm sure many of our friends down in South Florida, as you take a look at Pennington Losman, have heard about Dan Marino losing his father. Father passed away. He was such an important figure in Dan's life. That's why Dan is not in the studio. We'll return next week, but our thoughts and prayers go to the entire Marino family, many watching back in Florida today. We're thinking of you. The CBS family is thinking of you in this holiday season. On the 32, first down and 10. Ricky Williams is in the backfield. Blocked by Fasano, who caught a touchdown pass earlier in the day. Tackle made by Dante Whitner, who's missed the last couple games with a shoulder injury. It's a gain of 3 on the play to the 40, make it 35.
Well, I think the key for Miami, they have to be able to run the ball effectively, and they're not set up right now in terms of their personnel to throw it a bunch. As we talked about earlier, Kevin, very young and inexperienced at the wide receiver position. But this is by design. The number of carries that Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams have, it was important to make sure that they kept these guys fresh for the playoff run in December.
Coach Simpson is in. McKelvin is out. Second down and 7. Lou Polite with the block, and it's a good one, and there goes Ricky Williams. Simpson makes him run out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. It's a 22-yard sprint. Did you see the fullback Polite open the door? He's number 36.
He's going to get the seal block right there on the safety. And the thing we know about Ricky Williams, he'll surprise you with his speed and his ability to get to the corner. People think of him as an inside runner, but he does have outstanding speed on the perimeter.
On that defensive line, they've got Kelsey and they've got Denny. Spencer Johnson, the ex-Viking, and Marcus Stroud. It is a first down from the 43.
Boy, they like this formation right here, Kevin. You see the tight end and the fullback in the backfield. It gives them flexibility in the running game.
Number 19 offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Let's take it. Show me what you're talking about here.
Well, if you go and look at this formation right here, this is something that they've done a lot in the last couple of weeks. It gives them flexibility in terms of the running game. Chad will get up there, he'll look at the front, he'll assess the front, and he can run it either to the right or to the left with lead box coming from the fullback and the tight end. And that's what Dan Henning gives you. He gives you the ability from a system standpoint to have success on each and every play.
McKelvin is back in. 2 tight ends are at the bottom of your screen. First down and 15 yards to go. Ronnie Brown was in motion.
Oh, don't pass up the first one.
Carey with the block. Here comes Pennington. An avalanche of defenders get him at the 49-yard line. All kinds of guys in there. It's a sack. It's a loss of a yard back to the 49.
And there was some confusion there. You got to credit that Bills secondary. They did a nice job. And this is not something you see very often from Chad Pennington, taking sacks. He does a good job anticipating and getting rid of the football.
What has Marcus Stroud meant to the push up the middle for that defensive line for Buffalo?
Well, with a big guy like that up inside, you can't get up to the second level. You're not going to be able to do that. You have to get doubles on the point. A guy like Marcus Stroud can be very disruptive, not only in the running game, but the passing game as well. 2
tight ends, Martin atop your screen. Second down and 16, 4 in the secondary. Here comes the blitz.
Wow.
Kavika Mitchell, I believe, or is it John?
That was Ryan
Denny came up. Oh, let's watch this once. See, linebacker.
I'll tell you what, he saves a big play.
No, it was Kavika Mitchell. I was right.
He saves a big play right there. And there was going to be a big screen. He does a nice job getting that hand up, knocking that ball down. When you pressure, when you bring extra defenders on a screen pass, usually you're burnt.
Now it's 3rd and 16. Martin again atop your screen. There are 5 defensive backs, including Coach Simpson for the Buffalo Bills. Blocked by Ricky Williams. That's caught by Bess, hit by Coach Simpson, and hit by Scott. He's down to the 33. He picks up 15. They just got into field goal territory, but they'll be about a yard shy of a first down, I think.
He's the only quarterback that I know in the National Football League. I'll tell you that pace on these throws, they're not very hard, but he does such a great job anticipating in the coverage and getting for linebackers, not quarterbacks will throw.
On this drive, they had a 15-yard pass to Best seconds ago, a 22-yard run by Ricky Williams. See the passing yards there. They're going to take a measurement near the 33-yard line as Miami began this drive on their 32. What did Ricky... this week he said, talking about Pennington, how much he's helped the team. And then last night we talked to Joey Porter. He said that Pennington is, I think he used the word savior, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know, and I think that he's obviously a tremendous leader. He's the type of guy that leads by example. I mean, he's the first one in every day. He's the last to leave. And I always say, if your quarterback isn't the hardest working guy in the building, you're in trouble. And that's what Chad Pennington brought to this organization. A guy that's a professional, does it the right way, that is helping younger players learn how to do things the right way.
I mean, he did inherit a 1-15 team. Kind of like when you went to the Raiders. I mean, you inherited a bad team out there.
It's a huge turnaround, and as they've talked about, I mean, he just fell in their lap. And when you evaluate everything that's happened this season, getting Chad Pennington was a very important moment for this organization.
All right, it's 4th down. Brown is in the back. There are 2 tight ends. And Polite hurdling for the first down. Posluszny among many there for the Buffalo Bills on that 4th and 1. Lou Polite makes a nice play. Undrafted out of Pitt. He's really made a difference in that backfield with his blocking and with plays like this.
What a little belly play, and he just leaves his feet. See the reaction from Tony Sperano. An offensive line coach. These guys get excited, Kevin, about short yardage and goal line situations. It's a physical confrontation, and right there, the Dolphins won that battle.
4 defensive backs, 7th play of the drive, 1st and 10 from the 31. Ricky Williams, that's inside. He was tripped up initially by Kelsey, then he was hit on the play by Spencer Johnson and by Stroud. Loss of a yard on the play, back to about the 33.
I think that you look at Chris Kelsey, Kevin, he's a guy that a lot like Aaron Schobel, he plays every snap. He doesn't take plays off. He plays with a lot of energy. I think his numbers are down just 2 sacks this year because he doesn't have the guy on the other side, Aaron Schobel, to create all that havoc in the backfield. But again, both of these guys, both of these ends, they play with a lot of effort and energy on every play.
Polite remains in the game with Brown. 2nd down and 11, 4 in the defensive secondary. Hit by Terrence McGee. Out of bounds, 18, catch of 15, 1st down.
And that's the matchup you want. You want Ronnie Brown covered by the defensive end, Ryan Denny. And Ryan Denny's not going to be able to stay with Ronnie Brown. You can see the help over the top from Terrence McGee. But that's the matchups that they get. It's a good job recognizing that by Chad Pennington. Ryan Denny is not going to be able to run with Ronnie Brown down the field.
They take McGee out. And here comes Pennington at the bottom of your screen. Wildcat formation. 1st down and 10. Brown gets the snap. The fake to Williams. The block by Polite. The run to the 15-yard line. And is brought down by a ton. Johnson was there. Kyle Williams there among many. Gain of 3 again to the 15.
And I like the way they use both of these running backs. I mean, and we talked earlier, Kevin, about the number of carries was by design to make sure that they had both had something left in the tank in December. And you look at their production, Ronnie Brown, 690 yards coming into today's game. Ricky Williams with over 500. Just one of 6 teams that have 2 backs north of 500 yards rushing.
And you just saw the rushing yards. 2nd down and 7. Brown in the game. Starting defensive line out there for Buffalo. And around again. Pennington laid a block. McGee was back in, makes the initial hit, and then he is finished off on the play by Denny and by Scott. Loss of 2, back to the 17.
What we're talking about Brian Scott a lot, Kevin, in this first half. He's been all over the field. He has really been a difference maker in this run support for this defense.
Had a touchdown pass to the tight end from Pennington. Important game in the East. The 2-minute warning. Miami is on the move.
Top receivers, but with 1,100 yards, Houston's Andre Johnson is number 1 in the NFL.
Going for the goal line. Touchdown, Houston.
Who's number 1 in the NFL? Brought to you by Prilosec TC, the number 1 doctor recommended OTC acid reducer.
Monday.
Hello. Hi.
In physics, when two bodies attract,
I never slept with her, I swear.
It wasn't for lack of trying.
Something's gotta give.
You don't always have to go along with what the woman wants.
You sure that doesn't sound right?
The Big Bang Theory.
Every time I talk to her about moving out, she cries and we have sex.
You're lucky. With me, it's usually the other way around.
A new episode, CBS Monday.
11th play of the drive coming up. 2-minute warning. A 22-yard run by Ricky Williams. 15-yard pass to Best. 15-yard pass to Ronnie Brown. Copeland Bryan playing the defensive end, taking the place of Denny. 3rd down and 9. Nichols secondary. Martin, the tight end, top of the screen. One of the 5-4 receivers out there for Pennington. Oh, somebody really moved. Did Carey have a false start?
Yeah, I think you're right, Kevin. Right tackle Vernon Carey might have jumped a little bit early there. Boy, mental errors will kill you.
It's on Buffalo. As
you see Chad Pennington right there.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 90 defense in the neutral zone, causing the offensive man to move. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Sprint halftime being put together for you right now at our CBS studios in New York. JB, Shannon Boomer, and Coach Cowher. Scores, news, and highlights. That's next on the Sprint halftime show from New York. So now the ball is at the 13. It's 3rd down and 4. Copeland Bryan remains at defensive end. There are still 5 in the secondary. The Nichols, Copeland Bryan. Wilford atop your screen is the 3rd receiver. Williams in the backfield. There's the blitz by Bryan. They get it off to Best. There's a good block by Fasano. He's down to the 7. Brought down in the play by Brian Scott. Gain of 6 on 3rd and 4. 1st and goal coming up for Miami.
I'll tell you what, those quick little screens out to these receivers, guys like Devon Best, they're very difficult to even track in the open field. They're smaller guys. They do a good job getting behind that big offensive line, and they're hard to bring down in the open field. A little wildcat again. Waiting from the throw with the Pennington one of these times.
4 defensive backs, 1st and goal. Pennington, bottom of your screen. Polite is in. Ricky Williams hit by Stroud and belted on the play by Kyle Williams out of LSU. And the loss back to the 14, a loss of 5 on the play.
Tell you what, Kevin, this Buffalo defense has done a pretty good job here in the first half. You see the penetration there from Marcus Stroud. He is a big guy. He's very difficult to block one-on-one. He gets pushed. He's strong, he's physical, and he uses his hands very well. And again, Kyle Williams as well. Both of those tackles are very disruptive in the running game.
Miami has 2 timeouts. Surprised they didn't use one right there.
They still have plenty of time.
2nd down and goal at the 14. 2 tight ends. Ricky Williams, one of those tight ends. Martin with a great block. Oh, did Martin? There's a flag. Martin had the block, but was he holding a 14-yard touchdown run of Ricky Williams?
Usually when there's a gap or hole that big, Kevin, somebody is guilty of holding.
Number 80 offense, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, they called it on Fasano, but I think they mean Martin. I think they got Martin 88.
No, I think they were. I think they're talking about maybe Martin. I think they were talking about Fasano on the ground. They're talking about the block on the 5 technique, not the kick-out block by David Martin.
Fasano caught a touchdown pass at 20 yards on the 2nd drive of the game by the Miami Dolphins. Now 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Miami's had 3 penalties all on the offense. 2nd down and goal at the 24. 2 tight ends.
Watch the seam routes to the tight end up the field.
Brown in motion. Nichols secondary.
There it is, right there.
Bess, good move by McKell. Well, it's 3rd and goal at the 17. What are you expecting here?
Well, you know, with Chad Pennington, you got to be smart. You take a shot. If it's not there, check it down. Don't take a sack or a turnover. Protect the field goal in this situation.
5 defensive backs. You see the receivers. 3rd and goal at the 17. Brown at the side of Pennington. For Bess, but out of bounds. He kept moving. The ball went out of play. The coverage on the play by Leotis McKelvin, the rookie. So now it's 4th down.
And that wasn't Chad Pennington's best effort there, trying to throw a back shoulder fade route to Devon Bess.
Well, here comes Carpenter, who beat out Jay Feely, the veteran. He's a rookie. He's undrafted. He's out of Montana. He's hit his last 12 field goals in a row. His last miss, ironically enough, against the Bills October 26th in South Florida. 35-yard try. Bullseye. And now it is a 10-point lead for the Miami Dolphins. And Pennington gets them into field goal range, and they put 3 more on the board. So 50-yard field goal earlier and a 35-yard field goal right there. On that drive, they had a 22-yard run by Ricky Williams, a 15-yard pass to Bess, a 15-yard pass to Ronnie Brown. And voting for the 2009 Pro Bowl on NFL.com ends on Tuesday, December 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Vote online or on your mobile phone today only at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. Well, let's step back and what do you think of the first half? A very important game for Dick Duran's Bills. A loss here, they could be finished with the 7th loss in Miami, right in the thick of the playoff race in the American Football Conference.
I'm thinking about a playoff derailment for Buffalo, really. And you know, Kev, we talked about the fact they got off to such a great start this year, 4-0. They lost 5 of their last 6, including 3 straight home losses. And inconsistency has really been the telltale sign for this football team. I mean, they score 54 points on the road 2 weeks ago in Kansas City. They lose at home last week to San Francisco, scored just 3 points. And so far here in the first half, they've gotten nothing out of their offense.
McKelvin and Roscoe Parrish are back inside the 10 for the Buffalo Bills. And here's the kickoff by Carpenter. Parrish at about the 12. Brought down by Charlie Anderson. 15-yard return. And it'll be spotted at the 29-yard line. So 15 seconds left. Buffalo with all 3 timeouts remaining. Like we said earlier in this game, for Lossman, this is more than just a single game. His team is relying on him as the backup to come through. An important game for the Bills. We just illustrated that. And for him personally, with his contract expiring at the end of the season, this is a guy who's auditioning, if not for the Bills, certainly for the rest of the NFL.
No, you're right. I don't think there's any question physically he has all the tools. I mean, he can do all the other things that it takes to be a great quarterback. But can he do the things, the little things, the decision-making, managing the game, controlling his emotions over the course of the season? So far in his career, he hasn't shown he has the ability to do that.
6 defensive backs. It's 1st and 10, and this will go off to Marshawn Lynch, who is arrested at about the 27-yard line, hit by Starks among many. And also in there, Quentin Moses. No gain on the play, and that's going to take us to halftime. Pennington with the touchdown pass. We've had a 50-yard field goal on the first half by Carpenter. A 10-point lead for Miami at halftime from Toronto. Welcome back to Toronto. A Pennington touchdown pass, a 50-yard field goal, 13-3. The Miami Dolphins on top with the game being brought to you today in high definition from Toronto with Rich Gannon, Kevin Harlan. Miami looked pretty good at times in that first half.
Yeah, they really did. You know, Buffalo, they've struggled. Kevin, you're right. Miami has looked really good. They've dominated time of possession. Chad Pennington has looked really sharp. They've got both running backs involved in the game. And you talk about a balanced attack, and that's what they do. They make sure that they get these running backs touches. You see Ronnie Brown, Ricky, both of them had 7 carries in the first half, and Chad Pennington has been very efficient. We've talked at great length about the fact that he doesn't power throws down the field, but he just has great anticipation and very good accuracy. And you see right there, Kevin, the time of possession has been the big story, and Buffalo has really struggled. Just 4 first downs, and J.P. Lossman just 3 of 10 for 32 yards in that first half. They need to get something going here. This opening drive in the second half is critical for this Buffalo offense.
I was just going to ask you that, you know, getting some momentum, recapturing whatever momentum they had at times in that first half. This drive will dictate a lot of what happens in the second half. And they got McKelvin back.
And the other thing, Kevin, Marshawn Lynch, 7 carries, 14 yards. The quarterback and the running back, they have to find a way to get it going in the second half.
Second half is underway. Here is the Carpenter kickoff. And from the 7-yard line, Leotis McKelvin, he's had a touchdown return against Cleveland, 92 yards. He's hit by Carpenter, who upends on just about the 40-yard line and a 32-yard return. Do you know it's been 6 quarters since the Bills offense has scored a touchdown. Here comes Lossman.
And it's up to J.P. Lossman and this offense to find a way to get it going. I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive on the early downs, but they have to find him. They have to find a way to show the offensive coordinator has to find a way to settle down J.P. Lossman. A couple completions early. Some checkdowns to Marshawn Lynch and Fred Jackson hurt.
It's 1st and 10, the 40-yard line. 4 in the secondary. And McIntyre is the fullback, and he has the lead block, as does Dockery, for Marshawn Lynch. And he's out to the 43-yard line. Crowder was among a couple that made the stop. It's a gain 3 to the 43.
And we've been talking about what the Bills need to do offensively, but Miami defensively, Kevin, they were solid last week. They didn't allow the Rams to score a touchdown last week. That was the first time this year. And they held this Buffalo offense to just 3 points in the first half. They're playing much better football down the stretch.
They go to 6 defensive backs. The Miami defense does. 2nd down, short 7. Jackson is coming among 4 receivers, and outside it goes. That's caught by Lee Evans. Belted out of bounds by Jeremiah Bell, the leading tackler in the secondary for Miami. 9-yard reception. It is a 1st down.
And as you look at those first half possessions, not very good. A couple 3-and-outs, a number of punts at the end of the half. And I think one of the problems, Kevin, not getting the ball to their playmakers. Lee Evans, you saw just make that catch there. That was his first catch. In fact, he was only thrown to twice in the first half.
Back to 4 secondary. Lynch in the backfield, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends. This is Lynch. Slowed by Crowder and nailed on the play by Kendall Langford, a rookie out of Hampton. It's a 3. He's down to the 44.
You know, you think about what a difference a year makes. At this time last year, Miami was still in search of their first victory. Now they head into December with a realistic chance of making the playoffs. And a lot of it, Kevin, because of these young players. You see Kendall Langford, the rookie, they're getting it done with young players that have really stepped up in the month of December.
2nd down and 7 with the 2 tights still in it. Peters with the block. Just made. Shoot tight end, 40-yard line, and hit by Crowder. It's a gain of 5. You know, going back to something you said, Miami has done a very good job developing undrafted players and young players under the current regime.
Well, Jeff Ireland, Bill Parcells, and this whole crew, you see right there, Tony Sperano, they have a plan in place. They know how to pick talent. They know how to assemble talent, and they put these guys in a position each and every week, both the coordinators, to have a chance to succeed.
Soliai becomes a 4th defensive lineman, 3 in the secondary, 3rd and 2. Buffalo 0 of 4 on 3rd down. And here's the Wildcat handoff, and it goes off to Lynch. Like we said, they put 4 on that defensive line. The gain is to the 39-yard line. There is no gain on the play. He was hit by a couple, but Soliai, who just came in, a suspension recently, makes a stop along with Aiken Adele.
That's a very watered down, in my opinion, a very watered down version of the Wildcat. Balanced formation. You put Marshawn Lynch back there, and they really didn't do anything to dress it up. There was no shift. There was no motion. It was pretty easy for that Miami defense to decipher what Marshawn Lynch was going to do with the football.
Soliai is out. 4 in the secondary. 4th down and 2. Lynch is in. Reed in motion. Fake to Lynch. Being chased by Matt Roth. Lossman. Oh, and he finds Josh Reed. Catch is made, 31-yard line, hit by Bell. And a gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, 29-yard line.
I'll tell you what, we talk about the ability to keep plays alive. This is all on J.P. Lossman. There's nobody open. Watch him. He's directing traffic. He's holding the ball. He does a great job finding the open receiver there, Josh Reed. And Kevin, that's all on J.P. Lossman, doing a good job sorting through that coverage and waiting for the open receiver.
Jackson in the backfield. Roscoe Parrish is an extra receiver in the slot. Nickel secondary, 1st and 10. Lost, dropped, Royal. He didn't play last week because of a hamstring. Coverage by Jeremiah Bell, 2nd down and 10.
And it was interesting when we talked with Chad Pennington last night about throwing to certain receivers. You have to make sure that certain receivers can only handle certain throws. And I know as a quarterback in the NFL, when you throw to tight ends, they have to be able to see the throw. And that one to me looked like it came in on Robert Royal pretty quickly. And as a tight end, when you're running over the middle of the field like that, when the ball comes out that quick, it's very hard to track.
Nickel comes out. Ferguson becomes the nose tackle. 2nd down and 10. Jackson is out. Lynch is in, top of the screen. There's a receiver. Here they come up the middle. He gets away from Starks. He's chased by Porter. He throws it out of bounds. Boy, Porter just demands so much attention with those 14.5 sacks.
And you have to have a plan for him. That's the big thing, Kevin. Each week when you play a defense like Miami, particularly with a guy over there like Joey Porter, you must have a protection plan in place for how you're going to handle him. It's not a one-man job. You can't rely on left tackle Jason Peters all day on Joey Porter. He's just too aggressive. He's too elusive, and he's just too much to handle for one guy.
So then the rest of the defense is going to kind of shore that up. They're going to have more opportunities.
Absolutely. When you're turning the line that way, when you're putting a tight end or back over there to chip, it frees up some of those other defenders along that front.
Roscoe Parrish, the third receiver. Nathan Jones, the nickelback. 3rd down and 10. Lynch was in the backfield. There goes a flag. Lynch got by 1. That was Bell. Then he slipped as he tried to make a cut at the 32-yard line. He was touched on the play like by Culver. Loss of 2. To about the 32.
You get Joey Porter there maybe, huh? Or jumping the snap count.
Offside. Number 55 defense in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Will replay 3rd down.
And Joey Porter is no dummy. He's not going to line up on that right side of that defensive line all day and go against Jason Peters. He's going to move around, and that last shot he was lined up on the left, their left side against Langston Walker. And that's what they do, Miami. They do a good job moving him around, trying to take advantage of mismatches in terms of size, speed, footwork, and skill.
There are 6 defensive backs. Again, we're operating with 6 referees. The umpire, Carl Madsen, had to leave with a leg injury back in the first half. It's 3rd down and 5. Jackson back there with Lynch. Here they come. Great play by Charlie Anderson. Knocked the ball free. Charlie Anderson has just knocked the Buffalo Bills out of field goal range. They came around the wing. The ex-Texan with a good play. Loss of 14 on the play. Back to the 38.
And he's just going to beat Jason Peters around the horn. And again, when we talk about your attention gets drifted over towards Joey Porter, and that allows a guy like Charlie Anderson to free up on the edge and make a play in space.
He's got to get back out there for special teams. Now someone else has taken his place. Porter will stay out there. And here's the punt by Mormon on the rush by Jones. And deep back is Bess. Wendling tried to volleyball it. He does. I think he saved it from going in. Wendling was down there along with Reggie Corner. 27 and 29 on that goal line. We're stationed. Now we've got 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. A well-timed punt. A 30-yarder by Mormon. Pennington will come back out. Marooned deep in his own zone. Buffalo just punted. Nice special teams work. Keeps that ball deep in Miami territory instead of going into the end zone. It's at the 9. It's 1st and 10. Alleman begins at the guard. Starting defensive line out there for Buffalo. Ronnie Brown in the backfield and the call. Hit by Puz Lesney. And then grabbed by Kyle Williams. No gain. He'll remain at the 9.
Well, you look at what Miami was able to do there in the first half. After kind of a rough first series, they come together, put a nice drive together, they get the touchdown and a couple field goals to finish off the half. And again, Ken, I really think that Buffalo, in order to win this game, they're going to have to find a way to generate obviously a turnover or field position for this offense. Their defense is going to have to come up with a score, or they got to get it done in the kicking game. They need a big play to spring this struggling offense.
2 tight ends, London in the game. 2nd down 10. The pitch out goes to Ronnie Brown following some good downfield blocking. Tripped up by Ellison, brought down by McGee. A swerving run of 12. He's up to the 22 and a 1st down.
And even when you got guys in position, you watch the top of your screen. They're right there. He does a nice job using that lead block by the tight end David Martin, cutting back up inside. He has great vision back up inside to the hole.
Here's the 1st down story. McKelvin now leaves, and Coach Simpson back in the game in the secondary, which numbers 4. London at bottom of your screen. Polite is the fullback with 2 tights. 1st and 10. Brown. Polite with the block on Ellison. Upended by Whitner and hit by Stroud. Gain of a yard to the 22. Ford Store. Beat the crowds and save big on all officially licensed NFL gear right now. Just click on shop at CBSSports.com. We're in Toronto. The Rogers Center filled up. Outside is about 22 degrees. Top of your screen again. 2nd down and 9. Best to the bottom. Polite in the backfield. Ricky Williams back there. Here comes Kyle Williams. Hit by Preslesny was the quarterback, Pennington, and down he goes at the 23.
Aggressive guy you see right here. They're going to bring the blitz. Chad Pennington does a nice job stepping up. But look at Preslesny. He comes off the block there. And Kevin, this is the kind of guy that you can build a defense around. I mean, he's not the biggest or the fastest, but as Dick Duran told us, he may be the toughest guy they have on that football team.
Martin comes in. The tight end as the slot receiver. Co Simpson takes the place of Ellis in the linebacker. So the nickel secondary on 3rd down and 8. Bess, the rookie, catches it. And Simpson, they'll make it. Whitner comes in and makes the catch on Bess. It's a gain of 2. He's to the 25. They can't move any further than that. They got to punt the ball. Good defense by Buffalo.
Good job. A good job getting off the field. And now they need a big play from Roscoe Parrish, Kevin. This has been a problem area for Miami. Their coverage units, they rank down the bottom of the league in terms of punt coverage, and Buffalo has a great returner in Roscoe Parrish.
He's ranked number 4 in the NFL. Here's the punt by Fields. Very short, landing at the 45, and takes a great Buffalo bounce and a roll. The hang time was 4.57. That's anything over 4.5 is what they're looking for. 42-yard punt. Wassman gets another try at it. We're in the 3rd quarter. 6:31 to play. He's down by 10.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Garmin. Give a Garmin GPS this holiday season. And by Miller Lite. Reach for the original. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Now that's a great thought.
Near the Rogers Center, if you come to Toronto, you see the majestic CN Tower. The city last night had a nice blanket of snow. We had a chance to walk around some of the streets. Gorgeous night. If you like temperatures, about 15 degrees, but what a terrific city. So welcoming, so hospitable. From the 33, 1st and 10 for Lossman. Peters had the block. Josh Reed has the catch. He's got the 1st down. He's up to the 44-yard line. And he was knocked down on the play by Nathan Jones, gain of 10. A look at J.P. Lossman. Yards after catch were a concern of Miami's defense about these receivers and running backs for Buffalo.
Particularly the running backs, yards after catch. And that's one thing, Kevin, we haven't seen enough throws to Marshawn Lynch. He's one of their better receivers.
Here comes Lynch. He's 1st and 10, and he runs into the pile at about the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, and Adele was there and a couple others who make the stop for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, when you go back and look at the first half, they're just not tied down enough offensively. You see right there the communication issue between the center and the quarterback, a drop by the tight end Royal, and then, of course, a sack and a fumble. And Kevin, when you're not tied down tight enough offensively and you keep stubbing your toe, you don't give yourself a chance to have success. They need to do a better job here in the 2nd half.
Charlie Anderson comes in on a defensive line. 2nd down and 7. Extra receiver is Parrish. That's where they go. And Ronaldo Hill was among a couple that stopped him along with Goodman. It's a gain of about 7 yards on the play. And he's to the 46-yard line, close to a 1st down.
You just watch how quick the ball comes out. A good second effort here by Roscoe Parrish. Watch him spin and keep falling forward. And that's the type of effort that you need to see from every member of this football team right now. Kevin, they're 6-6. They're fighting for the playoff lives.
Miami was concerned about the yards after catch because it's tough to get angles to make the tackle.
Yeah, particularly on these backs in space. A guy like Marshawn Lynch, he gives you the physicalness, but he also has that speed to get to the perimeter.
Lynch becomes the extra receiver. Nickel secondary, 1st and 10. Good block by Peters. Going deep. Oh, he's got his receiver. And Evans got spun around. In the secondary, they had Hill, they had Nathan Jones, and Lossman looking for a flag, and there is none. 2nd and 10.
But even if he didn't get spun around, Kevin, you got to give the receivers a chance to make a catch.
He was overbound by about 10 yards.
Yeah, you watch it. Sometimes he falls in love with the route. And even if he doesn't stumble there, I mean, look at this ball's not even on the screen. You got to give these guys a chance to go up and make a play.
On the defensive line, they're going to have Merling, Langford, Anderson. Joey Porter's going to be in a three-point stance. Second down and 10. Lynch. Brought down by Porter. And Jeremiah Bell and a couple others at the 39-yard line, and a quick hitter, a gain of 6.
I really like this Marshawn Lynch. I mean, he has that rare combination of power and speed, and he has that knack for making people miss, the good speed and the quickness. And again, finding ways to get your best player the ball and let him make plays in space. Kevin, just 14 yards rushing in the first half and not enough touches in terms of the running game as well as the passing game.
You just saw the time of possession, 3rd down and 4 with 4-5 in the secondary for Miami. Jackson was in. Block. Oh, what a catch. What a great catch by Josh Reed. Racing his way to the 16-yard line.
And that's the kind of play that can maybe jumpstart your offense. What a wonderful catch right there. Great concentration by Josh Reed. And that was really good coverage by Nate Jones. I mean, he was right there, but a perfect throw and a wonderful catch gets it done.
Jones was the nickel. He made the stop, as Rich just said. 1st and 10, 16-yard line. Jackson in the backfield. 4 in the secondary.
Run.
Holiday is chasing Lossman. There's a block downfield by Reed on Goodman. A flag has been thrown at the 11 on the near side of the field as Lossman runs out of bounds at about the 6. The pass, by the way, at 24 moments ago to Reed, the longest play of the day for the Buffalo Bills on this drive, which started back at their 33.
Holding. Defense, number 51. 5 yards from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Inside linebacker, Aikdell.
And that's what we talked about, Kevin, in the first half. What J.P. Lossman can do for you. His ability to use his legs. It can be very frustrating for a defense. You're playing man coverage. You have them all covered up. J.P. Lossman pulls the ball down. He finds a window, and he makes a big play running the ball.
3 defensive backs. Soliai comes in on that defensive line. 1st and goal. Lynch in the backfield and 2 tight ends. Looking for Evans. Oh, is it intercepted? It was. Allen makes big-time interception in the end zone. They were going for Lee Evans. What a terrific defensive play by the Miami Dolphins, right into your lap like it was for Will Allen. Dolphins have it when we come back.
Throw it.
Just literally as we come back from commercial, Dick Duran has challenged the interception in the end zone by Will Allen.
Buffalo is challenging the previous play of a touchback versus an incomplete pass.
Okay, now Allen, you're going to see it on replay. He was in bounds, but did he have possession of the ball? It's moving around pretty good. See it? Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
They've made the decision. It was 1st and goal at the 3 for Buffalo. They threw in the end zone.
After reviewing the play stands as called, as a touchback.
I'm surprised.
2 feet in the end zone with control of the ball.
Well, he had control,
1st and 10,
it was
on the
moving
20-yard
pretty good.
line. Buffalo will be charged a team timeout.
So Buffalo now with 2. Watch it again. The ball is moving as he has it initially.
Watch Lee Evans, his right arm. Watch him stripping it right there. It's coming out, and you have to assume that his right shoulder hits the ground. Look, it was down by his knees. You see it right there? I don't know that I can't see from that angle. To me, it does not look like he had possession of that ball through the ground. It was still moving around, Kevin, down by his thighs and his legs.
Martin is the 3rd receiver atop the screen. Brown in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 20 on the touchback. Devon Bess hit by McKelvin, brought down by McGee. He is up to the 33, picks up 13, 1st down. Best has had catches today of 13 and 15 yards.
And you see Will Allen there made the interception. Kevin, I got a question whether the decision there to throw that fade route. You're talking about two receivers in Josh Reed and Lee Evans who are 5'10". It's not like they're 6'3", 6'4" guys where you can throw that little jump ball up in the corner and let them go get it. On 1st and goal there, you think they might take a shot, pound it, or throw a higher percentage throw where these receivers could use their speed and not necessarily their height.
Spencer Johnson is in there for Kyle Williams on the defensive line. And this is a 1st and 10 handoff to Brown, who is up to the 39-yard line. And was brought down to the play by Kavika Mitchell, among others. Gain of 6 in the play to the 39.
Wow.
Best, by the way, just wrapping up that last reception of 13, which was good for a 1st down. 7 catches today, a career high. Last week in St. Louis, he had 6, taking the place of the injured Camarillo. 2nd down and 4. Top the screen, they'll have receiver Brandon London. Pennington to the bottom, Wildcat formation. Williams in the 3-point stance, the direct snap to Brown. Hit by Keith Ellison, has the 1st down, picks up 5, dives to the 45.
And I really think that Ronnie Brown likes this formation because it gets him the ball in his hands early. He has better vision from back there, and he has time to sort things out, make some cuts, and work all the way back across the formation. It gives him a lot more choices when he's in that Wildcat formation, and I think that's why he really excels as a runner in that formation.
4 defensive backs. Slot receiver, bottom of your screen, Ricky Williams, 1st and 10. Here he goes, Fasano with the block. Williams hit, brought down. Spencer Johnson, Marcus Stroud, ball was loose. They say it was down. He's to the 45. He doesn't gain or lose a yard. He stays right there. And tomorrow on CBS, what happens in this motel room will unlock the biggest CSI Miami secret ever. All new CSI Miami. Filled with importance. Nickelback comes out for the Buffalo Bills. Simpsons. You see some individual numbers at the bottom of your screen. 5 in the secondary. 2 tight ends. It's 2nd down and 10. Ricky Williams in the backfield. Kelsey chasing Pennington. Upended by Scott. Not much of a gain of about 2 to the 47-yard line. That's the end of the 3rd. Miami will take a 10-point lead to the 4th. There's the owner, Mr. Ralph Wilson of the Buffalo Bills. He had the vision of trying to expand revenue streams and the reach of the Buffalo Bills, and he got into business with the man who is a legendary figure in this country, Ted Rogers, who unfortunately passed away earlier this week of congestive heart failure. His vision, along with Mr. Williams, has brought this game and this series of NFL games to this city, to this building. He was one of the most respected people in the country. And unfortunately, he died this week. He died earlier this week, so he didn't get to see the fruits of his labor, which is a packed house and a terrific game. 3rd down and 8 from the 46-yard line. Wilford is the extra receiver. Blocked by Brown. Fasano the pass, chased by Buzz Lesney and belted out of bounds, shy of the 1st down at about the 46-yard line. Fasano caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game. He picks up 6. They're short. The defense holds. They got a punt.
Well, you're going to see a great effort here by Anthony Fasano trying to get the 1st down. Watch this open field tackle by Dante Whitner, and then Pozlesny coming in there to finish it off.
Good tackle by Whitner. So here's Fields to punt. He's got Roscoe Parrish and Fred Jackson deep back. High hanging punt. Fair caught, a low bobbled, and then he got it. Hang time of 4.69. 14:45 left in the game. Mossman down by 10. He gets the ball when we come back. Miami just punted, 12-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Bills were driving late in the previous quarter. They threw an interception in the end zone to Lossman. Kurt Chambers is now playing the left tackle for Peters. 1st and 10. Lynch in the backfield. Chambers with the block on Porter. Incomplete. They were looking for Josh Reed. Coverage on the play by Allen and by Crowder. 2nd down and 10. Time permitting, coming up after the game, the Subway postgame show. JB Shannon and crew from New York with scores, highlights, and news on a busy day in the NFL. And a look at the playoff picture after this week. That's next, time permitting on CBS. 2nd down and 10. They bring out a defensive lineman, that's Ferguson. They put in Nate Jones, a 5th defensive back to the Miami Dolphins. Next to receiver Roscoe Parrish, 2nd down and 10. Lynch. Oh, what a great play. Great tackle made almost at the line by Langford, the rookie. It's a gain of a yard. He'll be at the 13-yard line.
Well, as Dick Duran told us, they like the direction this team is heading. It's just painful getting there. And you look at Trent Edwards, who's out with the groin injury, Kevin. I really think the future is bright with this Buffalo team. I mean, they're young at some critical spots. You know, Trent Edwards is a second-year guy, Marshawn Lynch. But in talking with Trent Edwards on Friday and watching this young player develop, it's clear to me he is going to be a good one in this league and just has to fight through some of these difficult times early in his career.
6 defensive backs. Extra receiver is Johnson. 3rd down and 9. Here comes Porter. Oh, he got him. He gobbles him up. Sack number 15 this season. One of the best in the NFL. Down he goes at the 1. A loss of 12. They've got a punt. Sometimes that Porter is going to break through, and he beat Chambers on the wing.
And you know it's just a matter of time. And actually, you see him. He's working there. He's not actually. That's Kirk Chambers, as you said, Kevin. And he is a guy that is relentless. He is going to keep coming. It was just a matter of time. As a quarterback, you can't hold the football. It's got to come out.
Mormon will not have a full 14 yards to punt under the shadow of his own crossbar. Ginn, 46. Got a block from Courtney Bryant. Tackled on the play by Blake Costanzo. Hang time of 4.6. A good one by Mormon. 44-yard punt, 7-yard return. But look where the Miami Dolphins will begin it when we come back. Porter had the sack. 13.5 to play. Miami still by 10.
Watching the NFL on CBS.
Good defense by Miami. A Porter sack deep in Buffalo territory. Good punt, but look where they're going to start. 39-yard line. Spencer Johnson has taken the place of Stroud on the defensive line. It's 1st and 10. Ricky Williams in the backfield. 2 tight ends. London, bottom of your screen.
Come on, Lou, come on, baby.
That is Lou Polite, ushered out of bounds by Kavika Mitchell on a gain of 4 at the 35-yard line. And Thursday on Survivor, the competition intensifies, setting the stage for the season finale next Sunday on CBS, America's #1 network.
And what did Chad Pennington tell us last night about the importance of first down? And they've been very good on first down by throwing the football. They've really mixed it up. Some play action, some quarterback movement, and they really have been effective on the early down.
London atop your screen. 2nd down 6, 4 in the Buffalo secondary. Quick hitter. Wilford makes the grab. Hit by McGee. A quick slant to the 27, picks up 8 yards on the play, and they'll move the chains.
Little slant route. This is what you do. You use your big body receiver, a guy like Ernest Wilford, who maybe doesn't have the speed, but he's a big receiver. Kevin's got those long arms and can use his body to kind of post up on those quick slant routes.
That's a good point. Only his 2nd catch of the season after coming as a free agent from Jacksonville.
He's been a little disappointing. I don't know if it's a question of him not picking up the system enough or him not being explosive enough in terms of the transition in and out of cuts in this offense.
London and Wilford, bottom of your screen. Williams in the backfield, 1st and 10. A block by Long. Tackle made by Spencer Johnson. And it's a gain of 2 to the 26-yard line.
Well, I really like the way Miami uses these backs. Kevin, we talked about both of them, Ronnie Brown, Ricky Williams, the way they get them touches. Look at that, 12 carries, 9 carries. Not a ton of yards for Ricky Williams. A lot of them have been the sweep play, but look at Ronnie Brown, 12 for 63 yards, and it's the number of touches. And again, they wear down a front 7. They keep pounding the rock, making it difficult for that defense to catch their breath.
Martin is in the slot, 2nd down long, 8. 4 in the secondary. Here comes the blitz by the linebackers. Outside it goes. Wilford, another catch. He dances on the side. Caught by McGee. He's to the 24. He picks up 2. Let's take you to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Kevin and Rich, New England not having an easy time of it with Seattle. Take a look at Seneca Wallace, play action, hooking up with Deion Branch, a 4-yard toss there. That capped a 3-play, 62-yard drive. The lead has been expanded, 21-13 Seattle, starting the 4th. Kevin and Rich.
All right, James, 13 consecutive wins for the Patriots over the NFC in danger today.
Yeah, I'm wondering why Matt Hasselbeck's not playing. We're seeing Seneca Wallace.
3rd down and 7. Ronnie Brown in the backfield. 5 defensive backs. That's what Pennington will throw into. Bess outside. He was brought down by McGee to the 15-yard line. That's a gain on the play of 5. Let's go back to New York and JB.
Hey, Kevin, is this a shades of Rich Gannon when he was playing quarterback? Take a look at Tony Romo helping to break a 3-all tie in Pittsburgh. Escapability, hooking up with who else? Toss it to the guy who's an outstanding athlete, T.O. Halfway through the 3rd, back to Kevin and Rich.
You've always said it's always about the quarterback's feet.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've been a different football team, has Dallas, since Tony Romo has been back. No question.
Wildcat 1st and 10. It's Brown. And here comes the avalanche of defenders. Lesney was there. No gain on the play. They stay at the 15-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Buffalo has to find a way to get a stop here, Kevin. You see Ronnie Brown here. Fakes the sweep, and there's Paul Posluszny right there. He's sorting it out. He is one of the reasons why they have improved in the running game, the run defense, because he is such a
defensive line. In fact, the starting defensive line is out there for Buffalo. 2nd down and 10. Wilford is out there as a receiver. Also Ginn. Blocked by Long, off to Ricky Williams. Hit by Keith Ellison, the linebacker, brought down at the 12, picks up 3 on the play.
Well, you watch this offense, they have plays that look the same but are different. You see that off-tackle run and the belly and the lead play, and then off of that comes the screen, and they do a good job making it look very similar. And you see right here, Chad Pennington, very, very efficient, perfect there in the 2nd half, 9 of 9 for 50 yards, and that's what you expect from Chad Pennington.
He has the 4th best pass completion percentage in the NFL. 3rd down and 7. There are 4 defensive backs. Martin and Wilford, the bottom of the screen. Ricky Brown gets the call. Wrapped up, taken down, Marcus Stroud. Gain of 3. Mark him at the 10-yard line. And they're going to have to settle for 3. The defense of Buffalo does their job. But again, another chance to score here for Miami.
And you see big Marcus Stroud right there. It was interesting when we talked with Perry Fuel the other day. He said, when a big man hits you, there's a certain sound that resonates. He said, we didn't have that before we got Marcus Stroud. He gives us that big sound in the middle of that defense.
So they began this drive in the Buffalo 39. They work it to the 9, a 27-yard field goal try, and he drills it. That's the 3rd field goal today by Carpenter. 8-10 to play in the 4th. Miami on top, 16-3. Here, Miami has extended their lead with 3 field goals and a first-half touchdown pass to the tight end. Sotelo catching his breath, the starting center.
Boy, is it time for Leotis McKelvin to make a big play or what?
San Francisco has beaten the Jets. Seattle has beaten New England. Here's a little squib kick, and it's caught immediately by Steve Johnson at the 48. So what might be the most important drive of the game coming up for Buffalo?
I think he mishit it, Kevin. I really do.
Wow. We'll look at it again. 8:09 to play in the 4th. Here come the Bills. Buffalo Bills have come from behind 3 times in the 4th quarter this year to win games. They cannot suffer a 7th loss. That would be curtains in this tough and very solid AFC. 1st and 10, 48-yard line. Good block by Lynch. Holiday fights through it. Dancing is lost, and there's a flag, and there's a tackle. He was hit by Crowder and by Adele. And no gain on the play. After all that maneuvering, he's just back to the line of scrimmage at the 48.
And Kevin, when you watch all that maneuvering, as you say there, it just seems to me the timing and the rhythm of the passing game, the balls aren't coming out quickly. He's not trusting his footwork. It seems like he's trying to buy extra time in the pocket to kind of sort through some of the decisions.
Number 23 on the offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, First down.
Now let's go back to the kick by Miami and Carpenter moments ago.
Well, what did Coach tell us last night, Tony Sperano? We need a variety of kicks. And you see right there, he was trying to drive one, and he just mishit it, Kevin. And that's a great break for the Buffalo Bills. And you can see the reaction there from Tony Sperano. He was not happy with his young kicker.
I should say.
You can't give him positive field position. And then, again, in true form, Buffalo, they stub their toe. They get a penalty. Now they got themselves a 1st and 20. Just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Holiday, Ferguson, Starks on the defensive line for Miami, 1st and 20. Roscoe Parrish, an extra receiver. There are only 4 defensive backs. Peters, by the way, back into that left tackle. That is dropped. Is it a fumble by Lynch? Nope. Bobbled it. Incomplete. Drop pass. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 20. After 31 years, the show the pros watch has a new home. Inside the NFL is now on Showtime. Join James Brown, Chris Collinsworth, Warren Sapp, and Phil Simms every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, only on Showtime. Charlie Anderson will come in on that defensive line. Another defensive back comes out there. Now there are 6. Jones and Culver are the 5th and 6th different defensive backs. 2nd down and 20. Steve Johnson is an extra receiver. Caught. Reed, good dance. He got by Crowder, who then didn't give up on his legs. Brings him down along with Nate Jones. It's a gain of 7. He's to the 45.
Well, they got to find a way here now. You get yourself in a 3rd and long. You're going to have 2 shots. See JP right here making a good throw. And they have not been able to, you got to give credit to this secondary, Kevin. They've done a good job limiting the yards after the catch by 2 very good receivers in Josh Reed and Lee Evans. They've rallied to the ball. They've gotten a lot of hats, a lot of hits on the carrier.
Merling, Langford, Anderson, and Porter in 3-point stances on that defensive line. 3rd and 13. Parrish was the extra receiver. That's caught. Lee Evans from behind, hit by Crowder. Down to the 48. He picks up 8. He's shy of the 1st down. It's 4th down. Buffalo's got to go for it. Right?
Absolutely, and that's a good play right there. You get half of it back, and now you give yourself a chance here on 4th down, 4th and 5. This is a manageable situation for Buffalo. You dial up your best play in this situation.
Quentin Moses will come on the defensive line, taking Porter's place. So still 4 there, still 6 in the secondary. Nickel linebacker is Crowder. 4th and 5. They need the Miami 42. Jackson has come in along with the other receivers, Roscoe Parrish included. Good block by Butler. That is caught. Lynch can't get the 1st down. What a great play by Jeremiah Bell. He saved the day on the tackle. A gain of 4, shy by a yard. Miami takes over on downs. What a defensive play by Jeremiah Bell. 6:05 left in the game, and Miami is taking control.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. We'll hook you up with our one price promise. Weber Store, same low price. And by FedEx, your ultimate NFL air and ground player.
So the Buffalo Bills squander great beginning field position at their own 48 on downs after the great play. Open field tackle by Jeremiah Bell, leading tackler on Miami's defense. It's 1st and 10. Allman is out at the guard. Brandon Fry is coming on the left side. It's 1st and 10 with 2 tight ends. Starting defensive line is out there for Buffalo, and Ricky Williams. Hit by Keith Ellison among a couple other Buffalo Bills on a gain of 4 to the 47-yard line as we take a look at the AFC playoff picture.
Well, you look right there, Tennessee. They've taken care of the business there in the South. And then a question, Kevin, really, I like Indianapolis as that wild card. I think Baltimore really, as we said before, has Pittsburgh and Dallas the next 2 weeks. Buffalo pretty much shot themselves in the foot today. I don't see them making the playoffs. New England and Miami, I really think it's going to be a battle of those 2 7-5 teams down the stretch to see which one gets that last wild card spot.
2nd and 6 with 4 in the secondary. Polite is the fullback. Bess, who's had a terrific day. 8th catch today, hit by Leotis McKelvin. He's got the 1st down to the 46-yard line and a pickup of 7 to New York and James Brown.
Kevin and Rich, the Jets were only trailing by 1 until San Francisco capped a 10-play, 51-yard drive. Sean Hill to Brian Johnson, a 3-yard strike there. It is now a 10-point lead by San Fran. 5:30 and counting left in regulation. Kevin Harlan, Rich Gannon.
What about the Jets? They lost last week.
And Favre's never lost to the 49ers in the regular season, Kevin. He's 8-0.
Good point. 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Williams remains in the backfield. This is Polite. Nothing polite about that run. As he sledgehammers his way into the grasp of Stroud. Gain of 4 down to the 42. And a timeout taken by the Buffalo Bills. They only had 2. Remember, they lost the challenge. So they're down to 2. Now they're down to 1. Well, this has been a criticized Buffalo team. They have lost coming into today 5 of 6. They've lost 6 of 8 after beginning 4-0. I mean, clock management has been criticized. Offensive play calling has been criticized.
Inconsistent play at the quarterback position has been an issue. Certainly, Trent Edwards hasn't helped himself the last 5 weeks, and J.P. Lossman and this today and second half last week has not been very efficient.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl takes us to the oil kingdom, Saudi Arabia, where they are tapping into huge new oil fields. What does it mean for us at the prices we'll pay? Followed by the season finale of The Amazing Race. Then Patricia Heaton stars in a Hallmark Hall of Fame. Front of the class tonight on CBS. 2nd down and 6. Ricky Williams, he's in the front of the class, hurtling his body down to the 33. Coach Simpson makes the stop in the secondary. A burst of 9, a gain to the 32, and a 1st down.
Well, that was a violent hit right there. You watch, it looks like Ricky Williams might take it to the house right here. Watch, you see him right here. Watch this fill. Watch this great tackle by Coach Simpson.
Watch Satella's block the center.
And that's how you bring down a big back like Ricky Williams. You don't try and tackle him up by the numbers. You take him down low.
2 tight ends. London, a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Ronnie Brown in the backfield with Polite. 1st and 10. Ronnie Brown, Polite the block. And Kavika Mitchell initially tripped him up as he slides ahead for 3. He's down to the 30.
You know, Kavika Mitchell, Kevin, we mentioned his name quite a bit today, and he's a guy that really strengthens that front because he's such a physical presence in the run game. We talked earlier about Marcus Stroud, and I think the future is bright. That they're putting the pieces in place here in Buffalo again, but if you don't have consistency in production in every phase of the game, it's very difficult to win in this league.
Next Sunday on CBS, the playoff race rolls with doubleheader action. First, the Bills will battle the Jets, and on the nightcap, the Steelers take on the Ravens. Broncos battle the Panthers. A lot of you will see that New England-Oakland game. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Then it all begins with JB and the gang on the NFL Today here on CBS. Starting defensive line continues on the field. 4 in the Buffalo secondary. Wilford to the top of your screen. He caught a couple passes last possession. Bottom of your screen again. 2nd down and 7. 2 tight ends. Brown in the backfield. Ronnie Brown. Puslesny read it well. Gobbles him up. Gain of a yard to the 29.
And Kevin, when you think about how this defense has played today, you really have to tip your hat to them. I mean, you know, they haven't gotten any help from their offense. Just 3 points. They've been on the field most of the day. They haven't given up a lot of explosive plays. They've been pretty sound in the running game, but I think they're just wearing down. And that's what happens when you're playing and the time of possession is so one-sided. Very difficult when you're playing so many snaps to get off the field.
3rd down and 6. Wilford on top of your screen as a wide receiver in this alignment with 2 tight ends. Ricky Williams back in the game. Long with the block. Polite with the catch. Tackle was made by Scott. He's been all over the field. It's a loss of a yard back to the 30.
And you know, it's interesting when you watch Chad Pennington. He rarely makes the dumb mistake. And that's the thing that I like so much about him. I mean, he studies, he's always prepared. And the best thing about him, Kevin, he really raises the bar around him. Everyone is better because of his preparation and his performance each week.
Rich, they're going to go for their 8th win today. They've only turned it over 10 times. Lowest amount in the NFL. It's number 1. And he's one of the reasons why. I mean, like you said, he doesn't make mistakes. He takes his time. He has the proper checks down. And as he told us last night, you know, I've taken ownership in this team. and my teammates have taken ownership in this team.
And that's all about leadership, Kevin. And you know, you're not going to fool a player like Chad Pennington. He's seen it all in 9 seasons, and he knows just where to go with the football. And again, the thing that jumps out at you, he doesn't make the dumb mistake.
Well, today he's been perfect in the second half.
11 for 11. He's been very efficient, and that's the kind of football that you expect from Chad Pennington.
Well, last weekend, the Jets, Patriots, and Bills all lost. Dolphins were the only winner in the division. If Miami wins out, they win the AFC East. They had a huge test today. Now they're going to try for 3 more. Here's a 48-yard try. Carpenter is hit from 50, from 35, and from 27. This is a 48-yard try. Fields on the hold, and he did not make it. Wide right. So he had the bad kickoff. Now he's missed the field goal.
He hasn't been the same since Coach yelled at him.
It was a good hold,
and
he
just misses it.
By the way, there was a lot of question as to why the roof was not open for this game. It has been sealed after the Major League Baseball season of the Toronto Blue Jays. They could not unseal it. They could not open it even if they wanted to. It's been sealed for the winter. First down and 10. Roscoe Parrish at the bottom of your screen as the third receiver. There are 6 defensive backs out there for the Miami Dolphins. From the 38, first and 10 on the missed field goal, they take over. Peters with a block. Merling is chasing. Charlie Anderson is chasing, and Lossman runs out of bounds at the 48. A scramble of 11. Got the first down. They'll get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. They have no timeouts remaining. Lossman had a run earlier in this half of 17. Roscoe Parrish atop your screen. 6 in the secondary. First and 10 from the 48. Boy, I'll tell you what, Peters doing a great job on Porter. There is the catch made by Evans. Tackled by Ronaldo Hill. Gain of 6. 2-minute warning at the 45-yard line. Bills will have it when we come back. The Miami Dolphins are looking to sweep the Buffalo Bills for the first time since 2003. They beat them earlier this season in Miami. They're leading right now. Here is a 2nd down and 4. 2-minute warning at 1:54 from the 45. Parrish, the third receiver. 6 in the Miami secondary, blocked by Lynch. Merling is chasing Lossman. So is Crowder, who brings him down at the 29. That's a scramble of 16. Good run and a first down. He had one earlier on this drive of 11. First and 10, no timeouts. Spikes it, it'll be 2nd down and 10. Time permitting after the game, Subway postgame show. JB, Shannon Boomer, Coach Bill Cowher. Scores, news, and highlights on the Subway postgame show. 2nd down and 10. No turnovers today from Miami. A couple interesting plays for Buffalo. Lossman throws a corner end zone interception. Picked off by Will Allen as they were moving in. That was a very big play in the game. You just saw the timeouts. Buffalo is out. 2nd down and 10. 6 defensive backs. Good block by Langston Walker. Oh, here comes Porter. And here comes the other defensive lineman. Reggie Torbor is in. Loss of 9. And it's back to the 39. Torbor, the ex-New York Giant who started in the Super Bowl.
And Kevin, the one thing you can't do in a 2-minute situation is take a sack. Throwing the ball away there would have killed you. You got to do that. You can't take sacks.
3rd and 19. Here comes Porter again. A fumble on the play. Porter is all over the field. He's taken over the game. It is a fumble for Buffalo. Miami takes over. That is the dagger. A loss of 8. And the Miami Dolphins will go to 8-5, winners of 6 of their last 7 games.
And an indecision. Watch how many hitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. not sure of the situation and where to go with the ball. Veteran quarterback should know to throw it away in that situation. And then the following play, Joey Porter, he is relentless. Kevin, what does he always say? If you can't stop the run, you can't have fun. They stopped the run today. They held Marshawn Lynch intact, just 31 yards rushing. And when you're able to do that, then you can tee off in the fourth quarter and rush the passer.
Porter said to us last night, he said, I don't want the quarterback reading my mail. I got to change my moves literally every play. And that time, for the first time today, although he had the other sack against Chambers, who came into the left tackle, he beat the Pro Bowler Jason Peters on that left tackle.
And he knew, he told us last night he was going to have his work cut out for him with Jason Peters. Jason Peters is an athletic left tackle, their best player. And the interesting thing was, on a critical third down we saw earlier, Kevin, the sack that was given up by Chambers, Jason Peters wasn't in the game. I don't understand that.
Langston Walker is the down player for the Buffalo Bills, now sitting up. Porter has 16 and a half sacks this season. You know who leads him? Was the guy that's replacing him in Pittsburgh, James Harrison.
I know it.
I don't know what he's done today, but
you think about these 3-4 linebackers.
Oh my gosh! Devastating.
It was interesting when you talked to Joey Porter last night. He said, going 1-15 a year ago really question your ability, and not only that, your desire to play this football game. And I think that. I really got a kick out of what he said about Bill Parcells last night. He said, I wasn't one of his guys when I came here, and Coach tells us that we're being evaluated every day, but you want to make the big guy happy. And I think Bill Parcells wanted to take a wait-and-see attitude with Joey Porter, and I think he likes what he sees, Kevin.
Think what's happened to this organization in the last 12 months. We called their lone win last year against the Baltimore Ravens on the Camarillo game-winning touchdown reception in overtime. They had no wins at this time a year ago.
Well, they put the right pieces together. You bring in a guy like Tony Sperano. You hire a good coordinator, Paul Pasqualani. You got to bring in a guy like Dan Henning. And it's all part of the grand plan or the grand scheme with Bill Parcells. Adding a guy like Chad Pennington. And you see here the remaining schedule, very favorable. They have San Francisco at home next week. Keep in mind, Buffalo beat Kansas City. They scored 54 against them. That last game, Kevin, could very well be for this AFC East title.
Miami had over 37 minutes of possession today and no turnovers, and Pennington throws a touchdown pass to the tight end Fasano early in the game. And they beat Buffalo 16-3. The Bills have now lost 6 of 7. 7 of 9 after their 4-0 start. They go to 6-7. Miami goes to 8-5. They have won 6 of their last 7. And a terrific win in Toronto today. Thank you, Canada. It was a pleasure having an NFL game in your country. For Rich Gannon, Kevin Harlan saying so long. Subway postgame show is coming up after this. Watching the NFL on CBS.